In the beginning, this world had nothing, but then the goddess created 9 races. Dragonites, elves, demons, dwarves, the demon king race, dark elves, chamis, beast folk, and lastly, the weakest of them all, humans. The story begins with a boy named Light. He says goodbye to his family and heads out on a brand new journey. Since childhood, he had only one dream. No matter what it took, he wanted to become an adventurer. And since his race was human, he knew the path wouldn't be easy. He finally arrives at a city where people from all over the world gather just to become adventurers. He starts looking around, hoping to find an adventurers guild as soon as possible. But suddenly, a few beastmen show up behind him and start talking trash. In this world, humans are considered extremely weak and are bullied constantly. Light finally enters the Adventurers Guild and speaks with the receptionist. He begins the registration process. She asks him if he has any kind of gift. He answers confidently saying yes, he does. His gift is called Unlimited Gacha. A set of cards appears in front of him, and if he wants, he can summon whatever appears on them into real life. But Light is only level 15, so he can't use this ability properly yet. His first summons are a broken fork, a rotten apple, and a stale piece of bread. Even the receptionist looks a little confused seeing this. She asks what he wants to do next, and he says he wants to become an adventurer. She points him toward the quest board, but he can't read anything. She sighs and tells him his gift is low rank anyway, so she has some basic jobs for him. He can collect firewood, coal, or dirt. Light is passionate about becoming an adventurer, so he agrees immediately. He heads into the forest and works hard to gather wood, coal, and finally dirt. He earns a small amount of money. He thinks to himself that it isn't much, but at least he can buy dinner. As he walks away, some beast folk block his path again. They blame him for bumping into them and take the little money he earned. He can't fight back. He's a human and he's only level 15. No one steps in to help him. But suddenly, a hand reaches out to him. Light looks up and sees a beautiful elf. She tells him he doesn't need to be afraid. Light is shocked. Elves are considered upper class and they look down on humans, but this elf is different. Her companions join her and introduce themselves. They are members of the Genko tribe. Sun, one of them, a wolf beastman named Go, speaks up. Then everyone gives their introduction. Sasha, the level 308 elf, Drago, the level 512 dragon, Aboro, the level 3001 dwarf, Sino, the dark elf, and finally, Zur, a chimera. They tell Light they just need one human to complete their group and ask if he'd like to join them. Light can't believe anyone would want to be his friend, but he happily agrees. The next day, the group explores a dungeon. A bunch of snake monsters attack Light, but Drago steps in and kills them instantly. Another snake launches at him, but Sasha jumps in and saves him again. She leans closer and asks if he's hurt, calling him adorable. Everyone treats him kindly, and Light loves the atmosphere. There's no discrimination, no hate. Soon, the group starts teasing Sasha and Light, making jokes, and Light enjoys it even more. Drago suddenly tells him to stand up because he wants to drink the tea Light makes. Light is thrilled because they treat him like one of their own. Eventually, the group reaches a dead end. Drago tells them this spot will work. Everyone becomes serious, even Sasha, but Light stays busy preparing tea for everyone. Suddenly, Drago approaches him and says they've decided to kick him out of the group. Light freezes, not understanding what he means. Drago repeats himself. Light is no longer part of their group. Go steps forward, saying Light didn't hear him properly. He's out. Even Sasha, who had been so kind, suddenly gets angry and says she never liked him. Everyone starts insulting him. Light is confused and tries to laugh it off, asking where the hidden camera is, but they tell him it's not a prank. They say they never liked him from the beginning. Light asks why they suddenly want to kill him and they tell him the real reason, his gift, Unlimited Gacha. Light doesn't understand. They explain that their boss ordered them to kill him, so they befriended him just to lower his guard. Now they plan to finish him off. Gro attacks first. When the hit lands, Light finally realizes everything they said was true. Terrified, he runs for his life, but Go enjoys the chase and keeps striking at him. Sasha fires an arrow that knocks Light to the ground. Go moves toward Light and starts slashing him with his claws. He kicks him hard and sends him flying across the ground. Then he says he's going to torture him slowly until he dies. And he begins stomping on Light's wounds over and over, but Sasha tells him to finish it quickly. Somewhere inside, Light still has a tiny hope of surviving. Gar steps forward to deliver his final attack, but at that very moment, Light slowly crawls forward. Suddenly, a teleportation circle activates beneath him. Gro charges in to finish the job, but Light vanishes. When Light opens his eyes, he realizes he's still inside the dungeon. Later, he discovers he has been teleported to the lowest level of the abyss. This is a place filled only with monsters above level 1000, all of them around shrank. Light whispers to himself, wondering if he's already dead. What mistake had he even made? He thinks of his parents and starts crying, knowing he'll never be able to return. He remembers his group again and asks why they betrayed him. He wants nothing more than to destroy every one of them, but he can't do anything. He has no power and he's only level 15. As he's speaking, a level 1000 monster appears behind him. It's a mythal class creature, extremely powerful. It walks toward him, and Light is terrified. He says he'll have to use his worthless ability one last time. Light activates unlimited gacha. Suddenly, a bright light bursts out from the card just as the monster charges at him. And then a very cute girl materializes from the light. In a single second, she obliterates the level 1000 monster completely. Light can't even understand what just happened. The girl who appeared looks overpowered and is wearing a maid uniform. She walks toward Light, places her hand on him, and heals all his wounds in an instant. It seems she used super medicate. Light realizes all his injuries are completely gone. He doesn't feel any pain anymore. They introduce themselves. The maid learns that her master's name is Light and she becomes very happy when she hears it. She thinks to herself that Lord Light is such a beautiful name. She continues talking to him. Light asks for her name and she tells him her name is May. Her level is 999, which means she's extremely powerful. May explains everything about herself. She says she is a super ultra rare guard who was summoned here through Light's unlimited gacha. Light can't believe his ability could ever summon someone this overpowered. But May tells him that Lord Light's power is extremely strong and can even become dangerous. She starts explaining more about unlimited gacha. But first, she asks him if she may appraise him, which is one of her many skills. Light soon learns that she doesn't have just one gift, but many. May uses her appraisal skill and begins analyzing his body. She notices his sword is incredibly large, which means the plot is going to develop in a very interesting direction. So then she explains how unlimited gacha actually works. With this gift, Light can summon many types of cards. Super rare cards, super ultra rare cards, normal cards, and error cards. The results depend on the amount of mana in the air around him. That's why when he used his magic in the Adventurers Guild, nothing great appeared. The air had no mana at all. But here at the lowest level of the abyss, the mana is extremely dense. That's why he could summon a super ultra rare guard. Now, Light finally begins to understand his ability. May thanks him for coming all the way down to this level of the dungeon just so she could be summoned. Light tells her everything. He says he didn't come here on purpose. He was betrayed and thrown into this place by the people he trusted. He cries saying he never did anything wrong. Seeing Light cry makes May emotional and she becomes even angrier on his behalf. She says if he wants she can bring him the heads of every single one of his former teammates. He only needs to give the order. But Light stops her immediately. He says he doesn't want her to kill them because he will take his revenge himself. His only mistake was being weak. But now he says he has had enough. He will become powerful and he will destroy each one of his teammates with his own hands. May promises she will stay with him no matter what path he chooses. Light thanks her. After that, Light uses his unlimited gacha ability once again in the abyss, planning to build a massive kingdom right here. And from that kingdom, he will take his revenge.